This is the last lecture for this course, and we're going to talk about weighted voting systems. And a weighted voting system with n voters is described by a set of numbers that are listed in the following format. All right. They're going to put them inside brackets. So you'll have a bracket at this end and a bracket at that end. And then you'll have a number right here in front of that colon. And that is your quota. And the quota is the number of votes necessary in this system to get a resolution passed. And after that, the numbers that follow are called the weights, and they are the amount of votes controlled by voter 1, voter 2, etc., etc. So the numbers that follow. So there'll be a number here and a number there, and then as many numbers as it takes to get to whatever n is. So if you have 5 voters, you'll have 5 numbers after the colon, and the colon is right here. So the number in front of the quota, the number in front of the colon is the quota, which means how many votes you have to have. And then after that, you have all of your voters, and it tells you their weights. So in example 1, our quota is 51. You need 51 votes to pass a resolution, or as I like to say, get somebody voted off the island, because I'm a huge Survivor fan. Love that show. And then after it, when I'm counting these, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 voters. Now, these could be individual people, or they could be a block of people. And then sometimes if you're in a block, you all agree to vote the same way. And most of the time, they're going to refer to them as voter A, voter B, C, D, E, however many letters of the alphabet it takes. So that when they refer to like, hey, what's voter C's weight? I'd say voter C would be the third one, and his weight is 12, which means he has 12 votes. Anyway, that's how you read those. Okay, so here's another one. This is an example of one person, one vote, which is usually what happens on Survivor if nobody has gotten any of those extra little, what do they call them? My brain's not there. They find stuff if you've watched Survivor. Sometimes you get an extra vote. Sometimes you lose your vote, and you don't want people to know that. So interesting things can happen. But anywho, in this one, the quota is 4. You need 4 votes. And let's say you're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each person gets 1 vote. So if this is a perfect Survivor scenario, there's 7 people to vote. You need 4. A majority would be more than half. So we need 4 votes to vote somebody off the island. And so if you can get 4 people together and all vote the same way, you can make it happen. So 1 person, 1 vote. Now, sometimes you have something called a dictator. And down here, the quota is 14. However, I'm going to highlight the very first voter. He has 15 votes. He controls everything, because even if you took these 4 voters that have 2, 3, 3, and 5, that only adds up to 13. Those 4 people can't make anything happen as a group. The very first voter has 15 votes. He makes everything happen. So basically, you either agree with him or you don't. And they call him a dictator. And then the next situation, another situation is veto power. Sometimes you can have veto power. In this instance, you have to have a total of 10 votes. Now, I've got 4 voters. 4 votes, 3 votes, 2 votes, and 1 vote. When you add all this up, that adds up to 10. Which means every person, even if they don't have as many votes as another person, they all have veto power. Even this one guy on the end, if he decides, no, I don't like what you people are doing, I say no, they have veto power. They can, you know, say, I don't want it. That's kind of like everybody has to vote the same way kind of thing. Example 5, this is our jury system. There are 12 people on the jury, and you need all 12 people to vote the same way. So you need 12 votes, and again, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12 people. Each person on the jury has 1 vote, and they all have to say guilty, or they all have to say not guilty. They have to agree. So that's that. Let's see, this one. Oh, I think example 6 is a trick question to see if you understand how this works, because the first number is 12. That is your quota. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different voters. But if you add their weights, the first voter gets 1 vote, the second voter gets 2 votes, the third voter gets 3 votes, the fourth voter only gets 1, the fifth voter only gets 1, and the 6th voter gets 2. But if you add all these numbers up, that only adds up to what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. It only adds up to 10. So they don't have a vote. They don't have enough votes to get anything passed. So I think it's a trick question. I mean, who the hell would set something up like that where you need 12 votes, but you don't have enough votes to happen? That just seems crazy. And then this one, number 7, this is actually our United Nations. They need 39 votes to make something happen. And then I'm going to use different colors on this one. You've got 5 superpowers right here, and they each get 7 votes. And then back here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're 10 smaller countries, and you have to have 39 votes. So the first 5 times 7 is only 35. So they have to convince 4 of these others, and I don't know which 4, but any 4 to agree with them. And then I added this slide a couple of semesters ago just to show you what our UN looks like. I did this last year, but our 5 superpowers are China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and us. And then I think I did this last year, yeah. And then you've got all these smaller countries right now, and they serve on 2-year terms. So I think Ecuador was on their last term. They get out in 2024, and then Algeria just started. I think that's how it worked. But anyway, all of these countries, they serve for 2 years, and they rotate, you know, they rotate around the world so that everybody gets a chance to serve on the UN. So, well, not everybody. I guess you have to be a UN member. But anyway, before I do the next part, I'm going to stop right there because that goes over how these voting systems are set up with a quota and the weights. So hopefully that makes sense.